back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about a good drugstore affordable like makeup kit. This is for beginners, this is for people that are looking for new drugstore products. If you're a brand new person to makeup and you want to kind of get like a full face of all affordable drugstore makeup, this video is for you. If you have been using makeup for years and you just want to know other makeup that people like myself, this video is for you. This video is for anybody interested in hearing what products I like from the drugstore or affordable. I tried as best as I could to like really narrow down drugstore instead of like affordable like online products, but some categories like it had to be like affordable online just because there's not much I like at the drugstore in that category, but we will get into that. So without further ado, if you're interested in my favorite drugstore products, then keep watching. So I'm going to go in order of how I do my face in particular. So to start with, primer. Now this is a category I honestly struggled with because I feel like the drugstore really lacks when it comes to primers. There's really like none that I like at all. And I know Flower Beauty has come out with a few and I haven't tried those, so those are on my list of what I want to get next when I go to Ulta. My Ulta, the last couple times I went, didn't have them, so I do want to try that. And I think, I can't remember the brand. There's another one that I wanted to try that I can't think of at the moment, but other than that, I've tried many. They've made me break out, they've given me weird texture, they've balled up on my face, they made my face greasy, they broke up my foundation more than anything, or they just straight up did nothing for my skin. So I feel like the drugstore is really lacking in that category. And the only one that I've found that is like good and actually worth your time buying is the Ordinary High Adhesive Silicone Primer, and this is only on Beautylish that I know of, and I know that sucks because it's only online, but it's $5, and from what I see at the drugstore, you can't even get a primer for $5, so this is worth it and it's good. This is a like silicone primer, and typically I stay away from silicone primers. I don't like them. I don't like the Smashbox one. I don't like the e.l.f. one. I don't like a lot of silicone primers, but this is actually a good one. It smooths my skin, it doesn't ball up all weird, it doesn't get really greasy, it doesn't break up, and it's like more hydrating, I feel like, which is good. It kind of comes out in like a lotion consistency instead of like that typical clear that we're used to. And this, it feels like a moisturizer, but it's really good. It blends it right in, it goes into your pores, and it's really nice. Like, it's nice. Next is foundations. Now this is where I struggle to even put foundations in this video, and I'm going to, but I'm just going to fly by them because I am like a foundation whore. I love foundation. Foundation is one of my favorite things to try in makeup. It is my favorite part of makeup because the transformation that your skin goes through. You can have bomb eyes, but if your skin doesn't look good, it doesn't matter, no one's going to be noticing your eyes. So I think foundation is such a staple in makeup, so I have tons of them and I love trying them out, and I love drugstore foundations the most out of any product that I have. So I have a ton, and I want to do a whole dedicated video to like my favorite drugstore foundations. I've had a few people DM me or comment on videos saying that they do want to see something like that from me, so I am going to plan on doing that. I'm just trying to get everything together in like notes and like what I want to say about each product. So I'm going to fly by a few of my favorite drugstore foundations. I'm not going to go into great detail because my video that I have planned, I'm going to like break down everything. So to start with, my favorite foundation, I think, like it's so hard for me to say like my favorite as I look at these, but like one of my top foundations, if I could use like two foundations for the rest of my life, this would be in it, and that's hard to say because like I said, I love foundation. It is the Maybelline Superstay. This is amazing. It is $9.99 unless you have a CVS. By the way, pause, don't buy makeup from CVS. Just don't, because it is all so much more money, and I didn't realize this, and I don't know how I didn't realize it for years. Recently started like going back to CVS because I did it for a while because I don't live close to one. insane. Like this foundation, which is $9.99 at Target, at Walmart, at Meijer, all $9.99 there. At CVS, it's $13.99. Like, that's insane. So all those deals that they do, like 20% off, $4 off of Maybelline, like really you're just getting it for the normal price. And that's you only get those coupons if you're shopping there a lot. So it's really not worth it unless you have that one that's like 40% off of one item. Then go on and get this, because 40% off of 14 is still cheaper than $9.99. But other than that, steer clear of CVS for buying makeup. Anyways, this is an amazing foundation. This is good. I feel like on my worst skin days, my best skin days, and like I said, my skin is always changing, and no matter what kind of skin I have, this is the best. Next one is a new one, and I know everyone's been talking about it online. Everyone on YouTube is doing reviews on it. That's the only reason why I didn't do like a dedicated video for it, but there's a reason why everyone's doing it, because it is so good. This is the L'Oreal Infallible. I love this. I've only tried it a few times, but so far I love it. I think it's good for all skin types as well. The coverage is really good. Their color selection is really good. The foundation's really good. The next one is an oldie but a goodie. People have been talking about this for years, and it is the Maybelline Matte and Poreless Foundation. Again, there's a reason why everyone's talking about it, because it is so good. Right now I have very dry skin, and this is still good for it, even though it's matte and poreless. I don't believe the matte claim to it. I would say it's more of like a satin finish. It's not very matte at all, believe me. I have matte foundations, and this is nowhere near them. I would say this is like medium to buildable coverage, which is good because some of these are very full coverage, and you don't always want a full coverage foundation. So this is always good for those days that your skin is really good. You don't need to cake on a lot of makeup. This is good for that. Next two, I'm just gonna call out together because they're both like matter foundations. It is the LA Girl Pro Matte HD High Definition Long Wear Matte Foundation. You see when we dropped that and I just caught it? I'm proud of myself. This is really good. Both of these were actually recommended by Casey Holmes. She has very oily skin. She has a rosacea, so she needs a lot of coverage. So I don't have very oily skin, but I can still wear some matte foundations if I prep my skin properly, which is what I have to do for these ones. I would not be able to wear this today. This is, by the way, this is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Fine Full Coverage Foundation. This is just like the bigger version of their concealer, which I do really like. Both of these are really good. These are good for you oily girls. This is good for normal skin, and if you do have dry skin, you can still wear these. Don't get afraid by the name. Just prep your skin right. So use a really good moisturizer, use a moisturizing primer, and you will still be okay with these, because like I said, my skin's very dry right now, and if I just use a normal primer and put these on, my skin would not look good. But if I do the right steps beforehand, I can still wear these, and I love the finish of them when I prep my skin properly. These two are one of my top foundations for summertime when I'm not so dry in the winter, because in the winter these are a little bit harder to wear and it takes a little bit more work for me. But regardless, these are really, really good. And I know I just said 5 for like my top foundations. I have so many more, so stay tuned for the video. The video coming up, I'm gonna go into even more detail for them, but for now, that's all I got to say about the foundations. So my next step would be conceal. For this, I have 3. 2 of them are like drugstore. The other one is more affordable. Starting with the cheapest one, it is the Wet n Wild, I don't even know what these are called. Photo Focus is on the other side. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. This is like $3.99. This is the cheapest concealer you're going to get, and it's honestly really, really good. When I first started doing makeup, and I actually put a ton of these in my kit, and every single person that I put the concealer on would ask me what concealer I was using. So you know it's good if people are like, what is this? This is amazing. It is so cheap. It's so good. It's so worth it. Now the shade selection is not good. I think there's only like 4 shades. Wet n Wild in general does not do well with shade range at all. Like, they really need to test out more skin types, because that's not their high point at all. But with that being said, Wet n Wild is still one of my favorite drugstore brands. For the price, product quality, all really, really good. I use a lot of Wet n Wild almost in like my everyday makeup. Next is the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer. This is another really good one. It's actually only $4.99. A little more than the Wet n Wild, but it's still so good. Like, this is an amazing concealer. The coverage is really good, their color selection is a lot better than Wet n Wild, and I love it. It looks good in pictures as well as this one. I mean, both of these look really good, and this is actually 2 concealers that I still carry in my kit to this day just because they're so good and they look good on every kind of skin type. And the last one is the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. Now this isn't like drugstore. It is online, but they do sell at some Ultas. This is really good too. Like honestly, I'm gonna say that about everything honestly because this is my favorites video, so I think all of these products are really good. So I'm just gonna continue to repeat myself that this is so good, but honestly it's so good because their color selection is so much better than the other 2 brands. I believe these are $5 or $6. So if you just happen to be shopping on ColourPop's website, make sure you toss one of these in your cart because they're so cheap, they're so good, and they're honestly really worth it. The next one would be powder, and I have 2 for this category, 1 drugstore and 1 online. The drugstore is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. This has become my favorite powder out of everything that I've tried so far. I have tried tons. I have the Laura Mercier, I have the Hourglass, which don't get me wrong, is amazing. And if they were the same price, Hourglass all day, but for the price, I can't bring myself to buy that when this is so good and a quarter of the price because that is like $50, this is $6. There's no comparison for me. I will not be buying that. I will be continuously buying this because I don't have that much money. Anyways, this is really, really good. It doesn't dry my skin out, it doesn't break up throughout the day. I don't really need to even touch it up when I'm using this with a really good foundation. This is so good. I love it. You need to try it. The other one that I have used and rebought is the RCMA No Color Powder. Now this I have used probably like 7 to 10 bottles of these throughout the years, and that was before I found this. Now for the price, this is $6. This I believe is $12. I believe is $12 or $13. This is online only, but you get 3 ounces when for this one you get 0.7, so you don't even get an ounce in this. So obviously this is the better value. The packaging on this is awful. It's like a seasoning packet like that. I don't like this. It's very hard to use. I would always take, where is it? My Laura Mercier lid and I would dump it into this and use it out of this. I would just shake it into that. And actually I still do that for this because I don't like the lid of this that much. I use this all the time. But this does give flashback, so you have to be careful about that. This one has a little bit of color to it, so I haven't found that it gives any flashback. And this one can get a little bit dry looking. This is amazing for the price. It is one of, honestly, the best translucent powders in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinion. Everyone loves this. But if I had to choose, even though this one's a little bit more money for like the product weight, I would go with this one because the finish on this is very comparable to high-end Hourglass, Laura Mercier. As to this one, you have to be a little bit careful. I wouldn't recommend using this for like photography or for like your wedding day or anything like that. I would go with this one. Next, I would be doing my brows, and I only have one because this is the best at the drugstore. Nothing comes close to this, and I've used a ton. This is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. This is so good. I know I've been saying that over and over and over again. Honestly, this is what I use today for my brows. It is amazing. It's not really waxy. It doesn't just like smudge off your face. There's a lot of them that I've used from the drugstore or high-end, honestly, that are so waxy. The color pigment is not there. It's not good. It's hard to use, or it's so creamy that it kind of just like melts off your face and doesn't last a long time. This is comparable to the Benefit Precisely My Brow, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. This is right there up with it, and I believe this is only $7.99 when those ones are $20 to $24. I want to say like $22 or $24. And I believe the product weight is the same as those as well. So this is very good. Next is bronzer, and I only have one. It is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. If you haven't heard about the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, you have been living under a rock, because honestly, this is in every single person's kit that loves makeup, or if you're just in makeup, you're beginning in makeup, it's amazing. This is a little bit more pricey. Physicians Formula brand is a little bit more pricey at the drugstore compared to like other brands, especially like Wet n Wild, NYX, them to be a little bit more expensive because they are. So this I believe is $14. So that is a lot pricier than a lot of things that I buy from the drugstore, but it's very, very good. The shade is good, and they actually just came out, I think, with like 4 more shades, which is amazing. Before it was just this one color, then they came out with a lighter one, a darker one, and I think they just came out with like 2 warmer ones. This is good for contour and bronzer, which is very rare to find. It's not very warm, it's not really cool tone, it's like that perfect neutral in between that you can literally just use one product and it looks amazing. And the smell is so good. Like, it's so good. It smells like tanning lotion, oil, like, oh my god, it's amazing. It smells like a day out at the beach. For blush, I have 2. This is one that you guys have seen me use tons and tons of times. It is Morphe, and it is their blush trio. I have it in the shade Pop of Coral. I love these. Honestly, this is like one of the reasons why I'm more into blush lately, is because of this trio. I wasn't really like huge into blush. I always liked it, I always used it, but I wasn't like, oh my god, I love the way that this blush looks on me. It was kind of just like, I put this on because this is what you're supposed to do type of thing, and I have it in front of me. But these are really, really nice. They're creamy, they're pigmented, they aren't shimmery besides the middle one. They're really nice mattes, which I look for. A lot of drugstore products and a lot of drugstore powders tend to have a lot of like glitter and shimmer in them. So it's nice that they came out with one that doesn't. They're very matte, they're very nice, creamy, they blend out well. If you put too much on, it's easy to work it out, which some blushes, that's impossible to do. If you put too much on, that's what you look like. You look like a clown, you can't blend it out. It's there to stay. These are very, very nice. This is the Milani Baked Blush, and I know in my last video, the one that I just filmed doing this is what I have on my face right now. This is a cult favorite. I actually just picked this up. I talked about it in my last video, but I just picked this up. It's kind of funny to me because everybody has been using this blush for years. Like, this has been in every single person's video 100 times, and I, for some reason, like I said, never picked it up because I wasn't into blush that much until my Morphe trio, and then now I'm like, I want more blush. I want to try a bunch of blushes. So this was my next purchase. I love it. It is so, that's what I have on my face right now. It is so peachy and corally, and it has like the perfect amount of shimmer to it. It's not overwhelming, it's not glittery, it's not chunky, it is perfect. Next are highlights, and I'm so happy the drugstore finally like picked up on their highlight game. There are so many that I haven't tried that are on my list that I need to pick up that are from the drugstore that everyone's been raving about, like the Makeup Revolution ones, Our Beauty Trio. I want to try those. Just because they're not in my video doesn't mean that they're not good. I've heard people rave about those. If you have tried them, let me know, because like I said, I really want to get them. But these are the 2 that I have used and I love. This is the Maybelline Master Chrome, and this is Molten Gold. This is the first one that they came out with. It is amazing. The metallic of this highlight is probably one of the strongest out of the ones that I have, out of all of them. It is amazing. Like, let me just swatch that. Like, look at that. That is so beautiful. You can seriously use this as an eyeshadow as well. Like, if you have an eyeshadow palette that doesn't have a really good shimmer, because shimmers can be hard in like drugstore foundation or in drugstore palettes, if you pick this up, you can use it for a highlight, you can use it for your inner corner, you can use it for your brow bone, you can use it for your lid. Like, the color payoff on this is amazing, and you only need a little bit. The next one is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder. And I have mine in the shade Precious Petals. I think I have another, forget what it's like, a more gold one. This is more of like a pinky one. And again, the payoff on this is so good. These are like blinding highlights. That's what I go for. If you don't like blinding highlights, don't get these because these are blinding. So this is like a more gold. Obviously, this is very gold, and this is more like a pinky. Neither of the ones I just spoke about are chunky. They're not glittery because I don't like chunky, I don't like glittery, and I don't like dry highlights. I like ones that are very creamy. They just blend right into your skin. There's no chunks of glitter. I do not like glitter. Both of these are very, very finely milled and just a beautiful veil basically on your skin to give you that perfect like glow within, and obviously a really beaming highlight. So this one, let me see, it's just so beautiful. So for eyeshadows, this is another category that I don't have any that are just drugstore. I have tried many little quads, palettes that are drugstore eyeshadows, and I'm not impressed by any of them. Maybe like a few shades out of them are okay, but it's not worth it to me to spend the money to like 1 shade or 2 shades or even 3 shades out of a whole palette, especially when you can't make a complete look with them. The 2 brands that I'm going to be talking about are online or at Ulta. So I mean, they're still affordable. You can still pick them up in a store. So I think that should still count, because I'd rather recommend something that is worth it and you can only get it at one store or online, compared to me just saying something just because it's more accessible in other stores, but it's not really good. If you're looking to just buy one single eyeshadow palette, absolutely the Jaclyn Hill OG Morphe palette. This is my favorite eyeshadow palette probably ever. I can make any look that I want with this eyeshadow palette. Obviously very beaten, like I get embarrassed even showing this on camera because it's so bad. Like I seriously have debated buying a second one just to use while it's on camera. That's prettier, because this is awful. And I've tried cleaning it, but I have the original, so it's not like the nice shiny top. It's more of like the cardboard matte one, and it doesn't clean very well, but I don't care about the packaging. This is the best eyeshadows I've literally ever used. This and Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadows, nothing tops them. These are so creamy, they're so buttery, they're so pigmented. The shimmers in here are out of this world. The mattes blend to perfection. There's never muddy, there's never skipping, there's never splotchiness. Literally, you can do anything with this eyeshadow palette. You don't need another eyeshadow palette unless you're like me, and I tell myself I need more, but I really don't. You can do very light crease colors. You can do huge pops of color for like underneath the waterline. You want to get darker or warmer. This does it all. $34 is how much the palette is, and there's 35 shades in here. So that's literally less than $1 per shadow. And if you think about it, other stores, singles, if you go and buy singles by any brand, they're like $6 to $10 for one pan of eyeshadow. And here you're getting them for literally less than $1. You cannot go wrong with this. This is the best palette you will ever have in your life. ColourPop is actually really good. I didn't use like 2017. I don't know why, I just didn't. I love the shape of these palettes. They're very small. Like obviously this one is very big. You can't really travel with this. I still do, but it's harder to travel with this compared to this little tiny compact. I have a few of them. They're very dirty, they're very used, and I love them. This is the Kathleen Lights ColourPop Dream Street. This one is really nice. There's obviously pops of color. The shimmers in here are incredible. They're not chunky, they're not dry, they're very creamy and metallic. And then this one is the double entree. I'm so bad at this. I really have no idea how to say this. But this is really good for like warms. I feel like a lot of these ones pull like really orange. I think that's what they're supposed to, but even this one doesn't look really orange. It still pulls orange on the eye, which I'm okay with. I like warm eyeshadows. Just know that when you're buying this one. But this one I can make tons of looks with. Like I use this one all the time. It may not look like it, but I do. The next few things are eyeliners. I have a pencil and a liquid. For drugstore, again, I feel like it's really hard to find a good eyeliner. For like a pencil kohl liner, I like the Essence Extreme Lasting Eye Pencil. It is waterproof up to 16 hours. I've never tried it for 16 hours, but I do know that when I put this on my waterline, it lasts. It's super creamy. It's almost like a gel, I would say. Like it's really jelly to me. And it's very black. I only use this for like the tight lining on the top lash. I don't really use this on the bottom. I ever put eyeliner on the bottom, and I don't use pencil to do like my wing or my top, but for the tight lining, and I know this would be good for the waterline, this is really good, and I think this is only like $1.99. For a wing, this is the NYX Epic Ink Liner. This is very black. It's very thin. It lasts a really long time. The point is like a felt tip brush kind of, but it's very good. So like I can do very thin lines or fat lines, which is something that I look for. Now it doesn't dry down extremely matte, which is the only downfall to this. I really like a shiny liner, and I wouldn't say this is shiny, but it's definitely not matte. Like my Benefit Roller Lash, this is matte. Like there's nothing matter than this. This one, I would say this is probably dry now. Like you can see it's not shiny, but it's not totally matte. It lasts a really long time. It doesn't smudge. Like, I mean, it's really good. Last few categories and we're closing in. Mascara. There's two mascaras. One of them I don't have. I just actually threw it away because the tube was completely dry and this one's on its way out next. This is the NYX Worth the Hype mascara, and the only reason I actually picked this up is because I saw a BuzzFeed video where this girl tried one eye with this and one eye with the Too Faced Better Than Sex, and she chose this one over that. And Better Than Sex mascara, I have it right here, is one of my favorite mascaras, so I was like, someone would choose this over the Better Than Sex. And it's amazing. Like, this is a really good mascara. Volumizing and lengthening, so my lashes are super thick, they're super long, and they do not get clumpy unless you're obviously using and caking. But I'm a person that really packs on mascara. I'm not that person that does like 2 lashes and then they're done. I literally put layers on, and this always looks good. It doesn't get crumbly on me. It's very black. It's long lasting. It doesn't smudge. So just like the name, it is definitely worth the hype. Now, this is for like beginners or someone just looking for new makeup, but if you really want to try lashes, Ardell is the best of the drugstore in my opinion. A lot of people like Allure or Kiss, and I've tried them, I like them, but nothing compares to Ardell lashes. They're my favorite. The best ones in my opinion are the Demi Wispies. These ones are the studio effects, so they're a little bit thicker. They said like they don't have like the case for it anymore, but these ones I believe it says are made by like makeup artists, and they like pieced other lashes on top of the typical Demi Wispy. They're very user friendly. I'm wearing the House of Lashes right now. There's a very thick band. I can see if I have another pair. So on these ones there's a very thick band, and these ones it's like a clear rubber band. I won't even call it a band because these ones are a little bit harder to use. They're really thick, they're very stiff, but these ones are very flimsy. They're very movable. You can put them on and kind of just like bend it all around. They're very easy to use. They look natural. They don't look spiky or fake or like plasticky. And honestly, for years I only used Demi Wispy Double Ups or Demi Wispy Studio Effects, Demi Wispy Normals. I only use these for a long time, but because I'm doing YouTube, because I'm into makeup, and because I love trying out makeup, I started using other ones like House of Lashes. I have some HUDA ones, but these ones still are amazing, and especially for the price. I think this pack was like $8, and you can get a pack of 5 for $12, which is literally the price of one of these. So you can get 5 of these for $12 or one of these, and these look amazing. For glue, this is the grossest bottle I'm ever going to show. I have a new bottle and I can't find it unless this is it because I feel like it leaks all the time. I'm not sure, but this is the Duo Brush On Adhesive with Vitamin, so it's the white and green one. This is really nice too. It's not the black one. I use black glue at all because I'm too messy. I use lashes all the time. I put them on very well, but still sometimes like I'll put it too high, just like as I'm like applying it doesn't go right on my lash line and it'll leave black. And if I just work so hard on my eyes and I got some black glue on it, I'm not going to be happy. So I'd rather use clear and be able to just smudge it right off. But this is really good. I heard a lot of people say like easy on their eyes for like sensitive eyes. So this is really good. I believe it's only like $5 or $6 for this tube, which is really good. For lips, I have 3 different brands with a few different colors. Good liquid lipstick products and brands at the store. I could do a whole video dedicated to them. There's tons that I haven't even tried yet that I still really wanted to try, but these ones I would say like are my top ones. Now that doesn't mean that the other ones aren't good because like I said, there's so many out there, but these ones are my favorite. I don't really use lipsticks like the normal tube of lipstick anymore. That's what I used to use. I just can't handle that anymore. It gets all over my teeth, it gets all over my face. I'm a very messy person. I touch my face all the time. I eat all the time, so it gets all over the place. That's why I stick to liquid lipsticks, and I don't really use glosses that often either for that reason. So matte liquid lipsticks, satin liquid lipsticks are like my go-to. So my number 1 would be the ColourPop Satin Lips. I don't really like the ultra mattes with the exception of like red or bold colors because these ones do transfer slightly. These literally look like all the same color. I promise you they're not. These are all different ones, but they literally look all the same. That's so funny now that I'm holding it all up. That literally looks like the same color, but they're not. They're all different. But these ones, they're extremely drying. So if you have very dry lips, which I do, it shows all of them. That's why I don't like them for the nudes, because I feel like nudes really show every line in your lip to begin with. I can get a little away with like a red. I don't like any transfer with reds because red, like I said, I'm messy. Those are messy. It gets all over my face. Even with these ones, I still manage to get it like all over. I'm like a 5-year-old. But this one is the I Love Sarah He times ColourPop in the color Ariba. This is one of the prettiest reds there is. This is one of my favorite red liquid lipsticks ever. And this is like $6. The other ones, I'm just gonna fly past them. Like I said, these are the Ultra Satin lips, and then I'm sorry they're so beat up and ugly, but I love these. I keep them with me. They're always in my purse. They're always in my makeup bag. They're always with me. So I like the color Screenshot, Aquarius, Strip, and Magic Wand. And obviously I have a type, but these are really good. Next one, I've only tried one out of their whole color range, and because I like it so much, I really want to try more. This is the Morphe Liquid Lipstick. I know that they just reformulated them and repackaged them. I have 3 of the older ones, and they're not the same as this one. So I know that they changed them, obviously. This is in the color Virgin. Jaclyn Hill was talking about this. She was wearing it and looked gorgeous, so I had to pick it up, and I love it. The color of this is so beautiful. It smells like cake batter. Like, this is one of the best smells for a liquid lipstick. I love the smell of this. And it lasts really long. This is a little bit moussey. It's not very like liquidy. It's not very like creamy. It's not very creamy. It's really moussey. So it dries down to a matte finish, but it does transfer just slightly, which doesn't bother me as long as it's not like creamy and moving all over my face. A little bit of transfer doesn't bother me if it's comfortable. Last but not least, the setting spray. And again, I only have one, and it is Morphe, the Continuous Setting Spray. You can get this at Ulta. They have it at every single Ulta. This is literally my favorite setting spray ever. High-end, drugstore, affordable. This is the best one there is. Like, honestly, for I think this is what, $12, you cannot go wrong with this. I used to use the Urban Decay all-nighter one. I think it's like $30. It's good. I don't like the sprayer on it. I felt like it did melt my skin into my skin. I feel like it did like melt my makeup and make it look less powdery, but I kind of feel like all setting sprays do that, but nothing does it like this one. Like, honestly, I can be having a skin day that I'm like, God, my makeup isn't looking that good today. Like, my skin just kind of looks like gross and crepey and dry, and I will spray this on and I'm like, I'm having a really good makeup day. And honestly, this is one you can continuously put on. I will use this 4 or 5 times while doing my makeup, because every step that I put powder on, I do a light spray of it. It melts that layer in. I let that dry. I put the bronzer on top of it, the blush, then I spray it and melt it right in. This is so good. This spray is amazing. It is so fine. I don't even know if you can see it. Like, it's so, you literally, when I first started using this, I thought I got a broken one because I thought it wasn't spraying my face. Swear to God, because I was so used to like the squirt bottle ones where you could feel the drops on your skin. You never get that on this. It doesn't like ruin your makeup at all. This is so good. Like, you can continuously use this throughout the day too. When I do my makeup in the morning for work, I'll come home and we're going somewhere, I'll touch up my makeup, spray this on. It gives my makeup life again. So this is a lifesaver. I could not live without this. I don't care if you have been in makeup for years, and if you haven't tried this yet, this is where it's at. You will not go wrong with this. I think that wraps up this video. I feel like it was a really long one. I talked a lot, but when I first started makeup, I loved watching these kind of videos because there's so much at the stores. It's so overwhelming. It's so overwhelming. People constantly texting me like, what is your favorite this? What is your favorite that? What is your favorite this? Because when people don't use makeup and they go into an Ulta or they go into a CVS, there's thousands of mascaras, there's thousands of brow pencils, and it's so hard to not be able to test something out and bring it home and try it. And if you do, you still don't want to return it because it's just a hassle. So I look for these videos to this day, like, religiously. I'm like, if you see something that you like, I might like it. We have the same kind of skin, we have the same kind of blank, like, maybe I'll like this too. And honestly, almost all of the makeup that I have here has been recommendations from YouTube. Not a lot of them that I have I tried myself and not heard a lot of, because I like recommendations. I like knowing that what I'm buying somebody else likes. So I hope this video helped some of you guys out or helped you guys find a new product that you liked. If you have drugstore products that you guys like, please let me know in the comment section below. Like I said, I love recommendations. I love trying out new makeup. So if you guys have something that you live by that is affordable, drugstore, or even high end, let me know in the comments down below, and that could help somebody else out that's watching this video. That's something I didn't mention or haven't tried. They could also try that out, and let me know what kind of skin type you have as well, so that way it could help some other people out. If you guys are interested in the makeup that I'm wearing right now, I actually just got done filming this, so this video should be up already. I'm planning on putting that one up and this one next. If you guys are interested in how I got this makeup and what products I use, I'll put the link down below so you guys can watch that next. So that's all I have to say after rambling for 20 minutes long. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. If you aren't already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell down below. That way you guys don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Another really good one. Oh my god. And it makes your oh my god. Rolling away. I don't ever put masks in. This is, I swear, 2 videos back to back. I can't talk anymore. I can't hold on to things anymore.